Hey guys, what's going on? This is Trevor. I was struggling with what I should do this video about because I figured you guys probably didn't want another boring video about alternate picking, and really that's what I've been exercising every day. But I noticed that there was something else that improved quite a bit, or maybe it's a curse. A buddy of mine had been really pushing me to get more into the theory, and not just theory of notes, but chord progressions and cadences and things like that, with a slight caveat that once you hear things like tensions, you can't unhear them. And so I did that. I listened to things critically. I watched a bunch of videos that he suggested, a bunch of videos that I found. And I sort of gradually built a little bit of knowledge, some things that I didn't have before. And now I can't not hear it. And it's kind of problematic because I have this album that I'm doing, and now I want to rewrite all the chord progressions. But I'll give you a little bit of an example. And really the trick is, the thing that stands out to me the most is more like dominant chords pulling back to the one chord. So I'll give you an example. Here's a basic cadence. It's a 1-6-2-5, and I'll play it in E major. So the thing to listen for, the thing that you want to hear is tension pulling back to the root. So if E major, or E major 7 in this case, is our root, we want our chord progression to end in a way that wants to resolve back. So let me give you a little example of what I'm talking about with tensions that pull back to the resolve. I'm going to play the 1-6-2-5, and then I'm going to play you a progression that works. Like, you can play them. It's diatonic, which means all the notes fit in the proper scale, and you can play it, but it doesn't resolve back to the one, and it'll feel weird. So here's the 1-6-2-5. Now I'm going to play a random progression. I'll start with a 1-6, and then I'll go 3-4, and see how that sounds. So. Now I'll go back to the other progression and see if you like it resolving back to the root better. And there are other ways to do this. One of my favorite ways that he showed me how to resolve back is by using half diminished, which is diatonic, or fully diminished sevenths to resolve back to the one. That's probably the strongest pull that I've heard. So what I'm going to do here is I'll show you. I'm going to switch the 5, the dominant 5, for a fully diminished 7 chord. See what you think. I'll play the 5 first, and then I'll switch it for the dominant 7, or diminished 7. So if you're not into theory at all, it might be a little bit confusing with the numbers. And if you are into theory at all, this might be way too basic for you. So it's in some sort of weird middle ground. But it's really new to me. as far as understanding how the chords work with each other, especially how useful dominant chords are. And the really unfortunate part is I really want to go back and rewrite all this music, so I've started doing that. So I might have some updates. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.